welcome back to my channel. Today we're doing something a little bit different. I wanted to give you guys some of my my gym workouts that I do. Right? So y'all know I do splits. Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, I do a certain set of exercises. Tuesday and Thursday, I do a different set of exercises. The reason why I do this and I don't do full body is because I feel like if you're like me and you go to the gym 4, 5, 6, 7 days a week, you're going to burn yourself out if you do full body, right? So if you split it up, you're letting those muscles that you work maybe on Monday, you do something different on Tuesday, you're letting them rest, right? You don't want to sit there and burn yourself out consistently. Your body needs time to recover. Your muscles need time to recover. And fun fact that a lot of people don't know, your muscles don't grow while you're actively working, right? They grow when you're doing nothing, when they're not being used. So just kind of remember that. So anyway, I'm gonna let you know what my split is, and then I'm gonna tell y'all the exercise that I'm doing. Today I'm focusing on chest and back. And the only reason why is because today is chest and back day for me. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday, that's leg and glutes, right? Some people just say it's, lower body day. It just depends on what you want to do. But for me, it's leg and glutes. Now, that consists of quads, hammies, calf muscles, and your butt, right? Tuesday, chest and back. And then Thursday, we do biceps, triceps, and shoulders. That is my split. If I'm feeling funky and I want to continue, Saturday and Sunday, that will be strictly cardio. I might hop on a weight. I don't know. I might not. But for the most part, that would just be cardio. When I say cardio, I mean I might jump on a treadmill or I might jump on a Stairmaster. Whatever it is, I just kind of want to keep that, keep that rhythm going, keep that momentum going. Sometimes I do it. I don't do it all the time, right? My real stuff is Monday through Friday, 5 days a week. Saturday and Sunday is really just if I don't know, if I don't have nothing else going on. But I'm typically busy because that's the only time that I can actually do stuff because we work, right? We work Monday through Friday. That's what we do, 5 days a week. So anyway, we're doing chest and back today, right? So, and I wrote them down because I want to be able to describe the machine. Now, if you guys who are complete novices to the gym, if you would like me to show you in detail how to do the exercises that I'm talking about on the machines, let me know in the comments and I will go into my complex gym. I'm not going to do it in Planet Fitness. Y'all been with me for a minute. Y'all know I go to Planet Fitness. I don't want to film at my gym. And it's not because they would say something. It's just like I don't feel like doing it. It's going to be too much. If I did film at Planet Fitness, I would have to do it like on an off day, off time. And my gym is just always crowded. So I kind of I just don't want to do that. Because I don't want anybody to think that I'm trying to film them and all this other stuff. And then people start acting crazy. And then I got to act crazy. And I don't want to act crazy. So, but I will go to my complex gym. We got most of the same equipment. Yeah, we got most of the same equipment. So I can pretty much show you guys every single exercise that I do. Give or take maybe like the hip abduction machine. We don't have one of those, but I can show you an alternative on what to do, right? If you're a visual person like me and you need to see how the exercises look, I can demonstrate them for you. And I will show you how to do it on a beginner level, an intermediate level, and an advanced level. Conversely, you can also go on YouTube. You can go on, Google, whatever, and you can type in what you want to type in. It will pop up. It will show you what to do. But anyway, like I said, let me know if you want me to do it. So the first thing that I do, and I don't have a specific order of doing things, but I kind of do. And the reason why is just because I like to do my toughest exercises first, right? So for instance, when I do like my lower body days, I'm going to always start off with hip thrust first. Why? Because hip thrust takes the wind out of your sails, right? It kills your body, kills it. So because you have to use the most energy, you want to get that out the way. Always get that out the way. Do not wait until you have used up all of your energy and then try to do the most difficult exercise because you're not going to want to do it. You're going to be like, I ain't doing that. I'm going to do it later. I'll do it another day, right? So you want to get started when you have the most energy, and then that's when you do the hardest exercise. So anyway, my first exercise when I do chest and back day only is bench press, right? So I don't know who this is. This is a spam wrist. It's probably one of those loan people and they won't leave me alone. I don't want a loan. Bench press, right? So we're talking about a Smith machine. You can do this on a freestanding machine or you can do it on a Smith machine. The difference between the two, Smith machine is when you have the bench, right? And you got the bar that's going across. Ignore the underarms. They will be getting waxed tonight. I was trying to let them grow in a little bit more. You're laying down on the bench, right? You can either face the mirror, which would basically mean that you're away from everybody else, or depending if you don't care, you can lay facing the people. I don't want to look at nobody, so I face the mirror. It's not done on purpose, it's just what it is. So I'm laying down and we have the bench that is connected to a machine, like it looks like a arch. If you don't know what a Smith machine is, it looks like an arch. The bar itself is attached to the machine, like it does not come off. So that's good for people who have stability issues. If you're doing squats on the machine, or if you're doing bench presses, or if you're doing back rows, right? It does not come off of the machine. I love that machine. On the flip side, they have the same machine like how they have in my complex, but it's not connected to the machine. Does that make sense? So the bar that you're holding on, that you're bench pressing on, or that you're squatting with, it's not connected, so you can walk away with the bar. And when I do work out in my complex, I do walk away from the machine when I'm doing squats, because I like to turn. And be careful when you do this, because it's a long bar. It's not a short bar. It's a long bar. Right? I like to turn and I like to face the mirror so I can check my form while I'm doing this, because you will hurt yourself if you don't do your squats correctly. You hurt your lower back, you'll hurt everything, and you'll work everything except what you're supposed to be working. So for people, again, who have stability issues, I highly, highly, highly recommend staying on a Smith machine, because it just helps you. You can't fall. You can drop the weight now. You can miss that little clip and you can drop it. And if you don't know what a Smith machine is, just look it up. Look it up. You know what I mean? I might insert some pictures of each machine, but I think everybody knows what a Smith machine is. So I like to bench press on that, and I do that first. What has been my weight on there? It's been about 50 pounds, right? Because if you're like me, you're lower dominant, right? So my legs are much stronger than my arms. I may have muscles, like I have biceps up top, and I can hit hard, sure. But my strength, I'm much stronger in my legs. Much stronger in my legs. And I can lift heavier with my legs. So I bench like 50, but today I went up to 55, right? So this is just straight bench presses. I'm laying flat on my back. I'm not doing an incline bench press. The incline bench press is when you're like sitting up at like a 45-degree angle, right? You're sitting partially up and you're bench pressing like this, right? I lay flat and I'm doing bench presses because I'm working my chest. I'm working my pecs. That's what I'm working, okay? So on that same machine, you can, once you finish the bench presses, you can do a standing row. I mean, it could be called something else. Now, understand, some of these exercises that I'm saying, once I describe it, you might know it as something completely different. You'll be like, oh, that's not this, that's actually this. Call it whatever you want to call it. I don't care. Just do the exercise. So a standing row would be, again, you're using the Smith machine, right? But you're standing up directly in front of it and you're pulling the bar like this. You're pulling it to the chest, right? Or not to the chest. Let me rephrase it. You're pulling the bar to your belly button, but it works your back. Okay, that's the back exercises. So you're standing up. You're not standing up straight. You have a bend in your knees and you're kind of like bent over a little bit. Not all the way bent over, but a little bit, and you're working your back. And again, you're pulling the bar straight up, but you're pulling it to your belly button area. Okay, that's where you're pulling it. Now, you should not feel any strain in your lower back. If you are feeling a strain in your lower back, that means the weight is too heavy, your form is incorrect. It could be the shoes that you're wearing. Certain exercises, I take my sneakers off. I don't wear sneakers on all of my exercises, particularly on leg day. If I'm doing squats, if I'm doing split squats, and if I'm doing RDLs, those three exercises, I don't wear sneakers on. You're gonna see me in the gym with socks on. You might be like, ew, she nasty. I don't care. The reason I do that is because of stability. When you wear shoes, a lot of shoes have like bouncy soles. Some of them have a thicker sole in the back and then it's flattened. It's not stable. It's not stable. So you can do one of two things. You can do like me. You can be in just your socks. Or you can go and get completely flat shoes. They got them on Amazon. You know, you can go get different types of sneakers. I just happen to like the socks. It's quick. It's easy. At some point, I may just get me some, some flat sneakers. But I don't really care. If you don't want to do either one of those, you can wear Vans or Converse. Something like that. Really, really flat sneakers. You don't want anything that bounces. Working out in Yeezys, wrong. Working out in foam posits, stuff like that, wrong. Working out in what is that, Nike foam, wrong. All of those bouncy things, wrong, wrong, wrong. Do not work out in those. That's wrong. It needs to be flat, barefoot. That's it. One or the other. Pick it out, figure it out. Flat sneakers, socks. I don't care, right? So the next one, I like to do pull-ups. Now you can do one of two ways. You can do what's called an assisted pull-up, or you can do, if you really gully, you can do it with no assistance. I haven't gotten to that stage yet because in order to be able to do an unassisted pull-up, you have to be able to lift your own body weight. That is what that means. I don't mind throwing my weight out there. Right now, I'm 158 pounds. Your girl is solid. You understand what I'm saying? She's solid. And if she eats a few more donuts, she's going to get that 160. So I cannot lift 160 pounds. I can't do it. Funny thing, I can hip thrust 260 pounds. This is what I'm talking about when I say that my lower body is way stronger than my upper body. Because I literally can hip thrust 260 pounds because that is what I do. And I don't do just like two or three reps of that. I do like 4 sets of 10, right? And it's easy for me. It's not a problem. But trying to lift that with my arms, I can't do it. So I use the assisted pull-ups. Now, the way the assisted machine works is it'll have the weight. The top of the setup looks just like the regular pull-up bars. So you can hold the grip this way. You can hold the grip wide ways. You can hold it really wide. Like, there's different settings on the top of the machine, right, for the bar. When you have the weight, when you're picking your weight, people think, oh, if I'm choosing a higher weight, like, yeah, the higher number weight, it means that I'm lifting more. That's not what that means. What that means is the higher the weight, the more assistance you're getting. Does that make sense? It's gonna be easier for you to lift. So right now I'm lifting at a 45. So that's pretty low because I can manage to pull myself the rest of the way. I don't need that much assistance. Does that make sense? The higher the weight, the more assistance you're getting from the machine, which means you're pulling less. You're actually physically doing less, right? The lower the weight, the lesser help you're getting. I know it sounds backwards, but that's just what it is. So in case you didn't know, when you're trying to do an assisted pull-up on that machine, that is what those numbers mean, wherever you put that peg, okay? Next, we are moving on. We're doing dips. Same machine, right? On the pull-up machine. Assisted, non-assisted, whatever. Again, I'm on the assisted. Today was actually my first time doing dips because I don't really do them. Dips work the chest, right? Like the outer chest, the pecs and stuff like that. So again, on the assisted machine, and you're pulling yourself up and down like this. That's what a dip is, right? And when you're on the assisted machine, there's a pad that makes you go up and down. So that's what that is. And sometimes, I mean, and this is really not funny, but you know, like in jail, they do that. But what they'll do is they'll get like on a bench and they'll get down on the floor. They'll put their palms on the back of the bench or on the side of the bench, and they'll just push themselves up and down. Same thing, same exact machine. So if you ever seen somebody doing that, even in the gym, if you see somebody doing that, they sit on the floor and then they put their palms on and they push themselves like this. This is a dip. This is a dip. Okay? It looks like it's working the arms, and it does. Because understand something, majority of the exercises when you're doing them, they're going to kind of cross over and they're going to work the same, like, they're going to work the part that you want to work, but they're also going to touch on other areas of your body, right? But it may not be the main focus. Does that make sense? Okay, so that's what dips are. What's next? A seated row. I already talked about the standing row. So the seated row is typically on a cable machine, and we're going to get to that. So you sit down, you put your feet out in front of you, straight out in front of you, right? There's this little pad thing, straight out in front of you. You take a grip. You can take a small grip like this, right? Or you can take a wide grip, a bar grip like this. And that's all you're doing. Some people do straight back, to where they're sitting straight and they don't move at all. And they just pull the bar to them. This is working your back. Once again, this is working the back, the delts, okay? So this is a seated, but you're sitting down, right? You're sitting down. On the flip side, there's another machine that does the exact same thing, but it has two handles. So it'll have one handle like here and another handle here. You can take both of them and you can pull them like this, or you can do what I do. I do single pulls and then I do double pulls. So I'll do a single pull on like 60 pounds, right? Meaning I'm pulling 60 pounds with one arm. And I'm pulling it. So I'm holding a handle like this. I'm sitting down. I'm sitting straight. There's a pad that's pressed up against my chest. I'm on that pad and I'm just pulling it. I'm working my back, right? Your girl got a little chunk to her, so I don't have much. You don't see much working muscle on my back, but you can see it. But it's not like super prominent because I got jiggle on me. You know what I'm saying? I got a little cushion for my pushing, right? So we're pulling it. Right? Once I finish my singles, then I grab the same weight, but I up it to like 80 pounds, and then I pull both hands. I'm sitting flat, I'm sitting straight. Now, if you're on the other machine that I was talking about first, some people like to go like this. They like to rock with it, right? I feel like that works more of your abs, but some people say it's the same thing. I personally like to just sit flat. I like to sit straight, and I like to pull it towards me. And like I said, this works the back, the upper back. Oh, I forgot that one. Let me put that on here. Okay. Staying in that same topic, that same area, we got lat pull downs, right? Your lats are here. This is your lats up in this area, right? So that is when you are on a machine. You can either do a cable machine or you can do the actual lat pull down machine. If you do the cable machine, and when I say cable machine, I mean that tall machine that looks like it has actual cables and like wire cables. That's called a cable machine. You can do a plethora of exercises on that machine, but we're just talking about the ones that's specifically for chest and back right now. So you can put the bar, the straight bar. You can do a bar that's kind of bent on the ends. Or you can do like a small handlebar. And all you do is you put it on. If you're doing the short grip, the small handlebar, you're pulling straight down like this. Now you do not sit straight back. So on this one, you do kind of sit back a little bit. But notice how I'm sitting. I'm not sitting like this. I'm not laying all the way back. It's just a slight bend. It's a slight bend, and you're pulling down, and that works that lat. Basically, a lat is what gives you the hourglass figure. All right? That's what we do. That little cinch, that's what the lat is for. If you're doing the close grip, it works like this area here. Okay, can you see? It works the top. If you're doing the wider bar, it works more of the bottom portion. Okay? And you just pull it down, you lean back a little bit, you pull it down. Right? What is next? What is next? Cable pulls to the face. So there's difference of opinion when it comes to this exercise right here. Some people do it, some people don't. This is for your back. Again, upper back. On the cable machine, right, there is a little attachment that looks like a rope, it'll be a black rope or whatever. My gym is a black rope, and it has 2 black balls on the end part of it, right? You want to not hold the rope, you want to hold the ball aspect. Say for instance, this is the rope and the ball is here. Let your hand go all the way down to where the top of the ball is so it can rest on it. Don't hold the actual ball. The reason I say that is because if you're pulling and the weight is heavy, your hand can slip off and it can pop, it can hit you in the face. You know what I'm saying? Don't do that. So wherever that ball is at, that's where your hand needs to stop. It needs to be flush, and you're holding onto the rope on both sides. But you don't hold it this way. You flip it so that the balls are facing, grow up, so that the balls are facing your face. Okay? That's what you got to do. And what you're going to do is you're going to walk back. You're going to walk away from the machine because you need resistance. Some people I've seen, they're super close to the machine, or they're on their knees and they're just pulling it like that. I like to walk all the way back. So let's say I take maybe 4 or 5 steps back, and I brace myself. So one leg will be here and the other leg will be here. I brace myself like a boxing stance, right? You know what I'm saying? Like diagonal foot. And I'm pulling it like this. Now, some people say you pull it to the forehead. Some people say you pull it to the nose. I pull mine to the forehead. This works the back. This doesn't work the chest. If you feel it in your chest, I mean, you shouldn't, because I've never felt it in mine. It's supposed to just be for the back, right? So you're pulling it, and you're pulling it like this. And you can feel the squeeze of your back when you do that, right? So I do that currently at about 60 pounds. And I just pull. I pull. You know what I'm saying? And I love that machine. I love that exercise. I actually do. What's next? On the same machine, the cable machine. This is also one of my favorite exercises because when I do it, you can see how you can see the definition in my arms, like different muscle groups working. When I pull it, you know what I'm saying? I'm doing this, right? So you get the cable machine. It has 2 sides, like I said. So you're going to set your weight up on both sides. You're going to get a handle for both sides. And you're going to, it depends on which side you're working now or which area you're working. Because there's 3 different levels that you can work this cable machine. If you have it all the way up to the very top, you're standing and you're pulling it like this. So this is working your back. You're holding the grips. Your arms are spread out and you're pulling it. You're pulling it like this, cross to your face. Right? You can even cross over if you want. You can do like this if you want. But you're doing them at the same time. The same time. Then you can take that same machine and you lower it to the middle, and then you're pulling it like this. You see, before we were up more, this time now we're down in the middle. The very last setting on that machine is you put it all the way down on the ground, which is probably like at a level 1 or maybe a 2. I put mine on a 1, and you're pulling up. So you got the same machine, right? But you're pulling up like this, right? You're pulling upwards. You don't want, not up this way, not up this high. Right here with it. Right here with it. Right here with it. That's it. Easy. Okay? And I'm going to tell you something. You might feel like a punk when you're doing that exercise because what am I lifting right now? I'm lifting 25 on both sides. So that's 50 pounds. It sounds like a lot, but it's not. Because when you look at it, it's like, oh, she's only lifting 25. Like, that's small, right? But trust me when I tell you. Trust me, you will feel it. You will absolutely feel it. Let me see. Now, on that same machine, kind of doing that same movement, because that works the chest in different areas. You can do the same exact movement, just position your hands a little bit differently, and you're going to be working the back. So, with that being said, you're going to be facing the front. You have the machine, right? Instead, what you want to do is you want to have it already crossed over, and when you have it crossed over, you pull it apart. You pull it apart. So, let me show you what my back is doing when I'm saying that. Ugh. Okay. So, you're doing this. Hold on. I got to get position right so y'all can see my back. Alright, so you're pulling it apart. You see? You're doing this. You see how my back is moving? That is what you're doing on the machine. You're just pulling it apart, just like this. That is what you're doing. Okay, same machine. Now, what are we doing? Oh, good old push-ups. Standard push-ups. Everybody should know what a push-up is. If you don't, I don't know what to tell you. You probably shouldn't be in the gym anyway. You can do male push-ups or you can do female push-ups. I've never really liked female push-ups because it feels weird to me, but if it's easier for you to do, then do that. A lot of people do start off with that. When you're in school, you know, they used to have us doing that in gym. Like they'll have the girls doing the females and the boys doing the boys. I used to always do the boy push-ups because I don't like the girl push-ups. It's weird. So the difference between the two is female push-up, you're still laying flat. You're still doing the regular push-up motion, except your legs are behind you and they're crossed. And they're like up. So your knees are on the floor, but your feet are up. Does that make sense? Kind of like when you're laying on your bed and you're watching TV and you're laying on your stomach and you got your legs up, like behind you. That's what a female push-up is. It's just basically made to be easier for you to lift yourself. The male push-up is as if you're doing a plank. So you're laying across the floor, your entire body goes up. The only thing that's on the floor are your hands and the tips of your toes. And then you're going up and down. Flat in a line, up and down. That's a male push-up. It's definitely harder. You can do the regular push-up where your hands are like this. You can do diamond push-ups like this. I don't even do diamond push-ups. Now that stuff is hard. You can do one-arm push-ups. I haven't got there yet. I personally hate push-ups. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I can't stand them. Cannot stand them. But they're good for strength. They're good for, like, they will work your arms. They're good for your chest if you want that bulk. And this is not just for men, because like I said, I'm a female, clearly, but I do a lot of chest exercises just because, you know, I got boobs. I want them to be, you know what I'm saying, like lifted and all that good stuff. So that's why I do these exercises. It's not just for men. Don't ever sit here and think that, oh, I can't do that because I'm gonna look too bulky. I'm gonna look like a man. You're not gonna look like a man because you're a woman. You have estrogen, they have testosterone. You're not gonna look like a man, they're not gonna look like a woman. Right? It doesn't matter. We can all do the same exercises. You will be okay. Unless you are like going for bodybuilding and you're really like heavy duty, you're not gonna look like a man. You'll be fine. I promise you, sis. Get out there and do what you gotta do. Then we have, what is this? What is this? I did that. Oh, I did all of them. Okay, so yeah. Oh no, I'm sorry. The last one that I do is called the seated cable chest fly for your chest and your back. So what that is, it kind of looks like when you're standing up on the cable machine, remember, and you were doing this motion here, whether it was the crossover or whether it was the up and down. So this one is, you sit on a machine and it has two handles, right, on left and right side of you. You put your back flat up against the pad. You sit straight. There is no slant. You sit straight and you're simply just, basically, it's almost like you're clapping. You're bringing your hands together. Remember when I said on the cable machine that has 3 settings? You can do high, you can do in the middle, or you can do it on the bottom. The middle setting on the stand-up cable machine is the same as when you're sitting down on this machine. So you're sitting down and you're holding the handle like this. It has a handle that goes up and down, and then it has a portion of the handle that goes outward like this. You can grab it either way. It is easy if you grab the handle that's going vertically. And you take that and you sitting, and it needs to be, the machine can't go up or down. So it can only be in one area. And so you bring it this way. This works your pecs, right? I don't close grip. I keep my hands open and I just push on it like that. Right? On the same machine, you turn around. Reverse cowgirl, if you will. Right? Same machine. You're going to be, that's when you hold the handles that go outward. And you push it out like this. You push it out. It works that back. Same machine, but you just push it out. So I know that sounded like a lot. I will put all of the exercises that I named so you can at least remember the name and you can look them up to kind of like get a demonstration if you want to. I'll put that in the description so you guys know what I'm talking about. But I don't play when I be in the gym. Like I be doing what I do, right? So we trying to get the body. I have actively, like seriously been working out. I'm gonna say for like a year and 6 months because it's June now, right? I've always been into fitness. Like when I was in high school, I was the only girl in my weightlifting class. It was all guys. I happen to just I like lifting heavy. I like, you know what I'm saying, weights. I like all of that stuff. I'm not a cardio girly. I hate cardio, but I do it because I know it's necessary. And I also do it because I like to eat whatever I want to eat, right? If you work out and you know what I'm saying, you're consistent with it, you can still eat what you want to eat. You're going to lose the weight. You're going to firm up all of that stuff. It's just going to be a little bit slower. It's just going to be a little bit slower. That's all it is. I'm not trying to get a muscle body. I do want to have definition. Like I have definition in my thighs. Like my muscles are finally popping in my thighs. Like when I stand up, you know what I'm saying? I have the biceps. I like all that. I got the little tricep line. You know what I'm saying? You can see the line right there. You know what I'm saying? So I have it, and then I got the biceps. So I do like that aspect of it. But I'm not trying to like bodybuild. I'm not trying to be, you know, whatever. I'm just trying to see what my body can do. And I thoroughly enjoy it. And it's cheaper than therapy, and you won't go to jail for slapping nobody. Right? So that's why I go to the gym. Absolutely love it. I do about an hour to an hour and a half, 2 hours if I have enough time. Some people say you don't need that much time in the gym, but it just all depends on how many exercises you're doing and how long you're doing the exercises for, because you do have to rest in between your sets. And everybody always says, oh, you're not going to grow any type of muscle or anything if you're doing like the 4 sets of 10. I'm going to tell you, throw that out the window. You can do what your body can handle. First of all, some people do until failure. Some people do, they count their reps. When you're just starting out, it is imperative for you to count your reps. And the reason I say that is because you want to know how many you're doing. But the most important thing out of everything is you need to make sure that your form is immaculate, right? Because if your form is off, then you're just doing 20 sets of nothing. 20 sets of wasting your time. 20 cents of wasting your gym membership. You need to make sure your form is on point. You're going to hurt yourself if it's not. Your body will tell you, oh, I did that wrong. Let me sit my stupid ass down. 100% it will tell you. I've hurt myself plenty of times. Not because my form was wrong, because I like to lift heavy. And the way that my mind processes things, it's like, if I can lift it, I can lift it. Does that make sense? Like, oh, I can lift 60 pounds, but should I be lifting 60 pounds? You feel me? Like, it's that type of thing. Like, oh, I can do it. You know what I'm saying? But I shouldn't be doing it because it's too much of a struggle. It's not ego lifting. Because I'm not competing with anybody in the gym. I'm competing with myself. And I like to push myself, because you're not going to gain any type of progress, just like with life, if you don't push yourself, if you don't do more. So if you're still lifting the same exact weight for 6 months straight, your body's not going to change. It's not going to change. Your body is going to stay in the form that it's in, and you're just going to be stronger. But it's not going to be bigger. It's not going to develop, because you're not upping the weight. That is the only way to grow muscle, bigger muscle, is by upping your weight. And the unofficial rule of thumb is you lift whatever weight you're going to lift for like 2 weeks. And then that third week, you up it by like 5 pounds. If 5 pounds is too much, you up it by 2.5 pounds. But you want to consistently be upping the weight. Because otherwise, you might as well just be on the treadmill. You ain't doing nothing, right? You might as well. So I think that is all I had to say. I just want to give you guys some tidbits. I'm definitely going to do another video on this, and I'm going to tell y'all what my leg and my glute exercises are. And like I said, if you guys want me to demonstrate any of them, I'll do them with weights and I'll do them without weights. You know, for people who are just starting out, I will absolutely do it. It's not a problem. I would love to show you guys. I thoroughly enjoy it. So I'm going to go ahead and cook and edit this video and get it out for you guys. And I will see y'all in my next one. I love y'all as always. Y'all already know what it is. Just like, subscribe, do all that good stuff. I'm going to see y'all later. Bye.